And today we're going to talk about the dark side of acronyms or abbreviations. We TPMs have to be masters of the fine art of communication. We communicate with different people with different backgrounds throughout the day in a day-to-day basis. So, if we are overusing acronyms or abbreviations, it could impede the free flow of ideas and hinder our communication with our team members. When I'm talking about acronyms and abbreviations, I definitely would like to refer to my old days of UI design, in which one of the very first principles was prevent or do not use abbreviations in your user interface. A user interface is a means to communicate a message to users. And if you want your message to reach the intended audience in the proper way, so you better craft it without using any acronyms or abbreviations. And you're wondering, why not? Why shouldn't we use acronyms? Well, the very first thing is cultural differences. What an acronym might mean in one culture, it could mean something completely different in another. This is present even more in big companies like fan companies. And the reason is all the workforce is completely multicultural. You don't want to create a message just for it to only be misunderstood by other people. Let's not only restrict ourselves to cultural differences. There might be the case that different people in different departments could understand completely different things from exactly the same acronym. Also, imagine a new person entering the company, onboarding, worrying about all the sheer amount of information that they have to consume, and then finding out that every single document that they are revising, it contains loads of acronyms. So they have to spend like 25% of their time going to a glossary in order to fully understand those documents. So why make it more difficult? Just make it plain and simple. Another reason is, for example, in big companies, there are usually review processes, namely privacy, security, design, architecture. What happens is that whenever you submit your review, you usually put together a document explaining what you want to be reviewed. But if it contains lots of acronyms, probably the other person will be in trouble to understand what you are saying there, meaning that your review is gonna be delayed, which is something you don't want to happen. Usually, we TPMs are encouraged to be the spokesperson for our product from the technical point of view. That means that we usually go and give talks to other people that is not in our teams. It's basically other teams or maybe to external entities outside the company. So imagine if you populate your decks with abbreviations and acronyms that are for internal use. As you could understand, your audience is going to be bored because they will be wondering, what does that mean? They won't get the full benefit of your presentation and the information that you are passing on to them until the very end of the presentation, when they will have the opportunity to ask, hey, what does that acronym mean? Acronyms will make people ask questions about their significance or their meaning. And there could be other cases in which people is so shy they won't even ask the questions in order to fully understand the information that you are giving them. So please prevent those situations. What would be my recommendation regarding acronyms? Well, the very first thing would be don't use them at all. But if you have to use them, make sure that your audience is going to understand them. So the very first thing is educate about the acronyms that you're going to use. When you're using acronyms in a document, deconstruct them first, meaning that you will put there what that acronym stands for, and then in between parentheses, you will add the acronym. So for future references, the people will know what you are talking about. As a recommendation, linked to the previous recommendation, is you should always add a glossary by the end of the document or by the end of the deck. The other thing is, please don't be afraid of repeating yourself. If you feel pressed to use the acronym, then instead use what the acronym stands for. Every single time, even if you repeat yourself, people will appreciate it because that will enhance understanding. If you feel my videos are giving you important information to act on and very useful tips, then remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button so you can get more of these videos. And remember, be kind, be smart, have fun. Hey you, this video here, it's super cool, so check it out.